Sweet. All right, this is Colette Claire with the Gauntlet here with Lacuna Coil at the House of Blues in Hollywood. A nice toasty day here in LA. And so your guys' album Shallow Life just came out.
Yeah, a few months ago.
Yeah, and it's doing really well here in the U.S. and then all over the world. And you guys evolve so much from album to album, and I think that's really, really interesting. Is that intentional, or does that just kind of happen from the sessions?
Well, it is intentional in a way, but it's also really spontaneous on the other side, because we are that type of a band, as you said, changed album after album due to all the experiences we had, all the touring we had. It's kind of normal for us not to get stuck in the same thing over and over. We always look forward and never backwards, so we kind of have the mentality like, okay, we did the songs that we did and the albums we did, let's try to do something different and challenge ourselves to do, something else. I don't want to get killed by that door.
The door just like totally smacked her before we started this interview. I feel somehow responsible. Try not to kill the band here.
No, I'm safe. I'm still alive. So yeah, I mean, it's something that we like to do, but it's something that happens completely naturally.
That's cool, because I kind of had a question in that same vein, because I noticed from Coma Lives was kind of like the first one that really took off, and then the next one was very, very different, I thought. And was there an intention there to maybe separate yourselves from, because it seemed like there was a lot of bands that came out that were similar, maybe kind of copying your formula to get success, and you know?
I don't think it was meant for that. It's just, I think we've always been a little different than all the other female-fronted band that they were around in Europe or here.
Oh, Jesus! It's a dangerous area. Hard hat.
And again.
I know, I'm like scooting.
Maybe we should move on a little.
There's a door there too, though. We haven't yet experienced that one opening, so we'll see.
So, and I think in general we just try to do what we like. We listen to a lot of different music, goth and not only goth, but since day one, not only from now. So we've always been open to have a more rock sound as well as more metal sound and more goth sound sometimes. We're not afraid of doing some dark atmosphere in our song, as well as we're not afraid to do some more positive stuff. So it's just we're not happy or sad all the time, and we like to be open and to have the freedom to do that. I mean, we don't mind to take some chances, and we know some people is gonna hate it, some people is gonna love it. It's normal. Every album it happen. You lose some fans, you gain some new fans. It's normal, and we like to do what it's honest for us, what it's free, to be free, basically.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to ask you that, if you worry about the alienating the fans who, came into it earlier.
We're not, because we know that it's going to be always somebody that likes the first demo better than anything else you've done, or the first album, or people that just get familiar to the band with Coma Lives, for example, and they will always be in love with Coma Lives because it's the first thing they've been really into it, about the band. So it's normal, and it's normal that we're gonna have new people coming to the show. We get a lot of new generation, very young crowd coming to the show that discover the band with the new album. So it's a natural process. As long as you have quality in the music, I think it doesn't really matter. Of course, we're not gonna do a hip-hop album or a dance album or a reggae album, something that doesn't belong at all to our heritage, to our roots. But we're gonna always start from Lacuna Coil and then incorporate new elements, because it's the way we are as person as well as artist.
Yeah, I actually read some people are calling it more like alternative. Is that weird you guys out, or is that cool?
I think we can totally fit into the alternative thing, just because the freedom we always had in the songwriting and in our lifestyle. I mean, probably can be called alternative. Let's call it that.
The funny thing is that if you probably talk with somebody which is really from an alternative rock band, he would say that we're totally not alternative, and we are really like a metal band, a rock metal band. And if you talk with somebody that is really into metal, he would probably say that we're an alternative side of metal, because we're not Lamb of God or that kind of more heavy, really heavy band. So it's really not really, it depends on who you're talking with, For some people we're alternative, some people we're very classic, so it depends from people to people.
So in the end, who cares?
Yeah, exactly, who cares about the category?
Good for you.
It's original, it's different, so that's what counts. And I read about how you guys are generally a collaborative band as far as songwriting.
Yeah.
Does that go, since I have the vocalist here, does that go for vocals as well, or do you guys decide your lyrics and your vocal lines
Well,
yourselves?
mainly me and Andrea are responsible for the vocal lines, just because the others are taking care about the music. But it's always been like that since the beginning. We like to work for the songs, not really for our individual ego. So if a part works better sung by me or by him, it doesn't really matter. We pick up, the one that works the best. And especially on Shallow Life, we definitely work more as a team, more than ever. And I think you can hear, the perfect balance right now. That is not intentional, but it happened just because we reached like a super high level of just like the same goal we're aiming for.
Probably also after many years we have found an inner balance, which is not planned, but it's just spontaneous coming out. And sometimes we even say the same things. Like we were talking with somebody and we exactly say the same thing. So it means that we have a connection which is artistically evolved to a very high level, because we always been very well working together.